the Appalachian Piedmont, and the Mississippi Delta. The South is now in the formation of a slave republic, wrote L.W. Spratt, the editor of the Charleston Mercury, in February 1861. Its commitment to human bondage defined the South as a geographical section and provided what Confederate Vice President Alexander Stephens described as the cornerstone of the new republic. Its advocates championed the South's ecological diversity as an asset, one that enslaved labor could exploit. What a soil and climate and variety of productions, boasted Daniel M. Barringer in April 1861, shortly after the firing on Fort Sumter. Urging his fellow North Carolinians to join the newly established Southern Confederacy, Barringer saw its future in the expanding slave frontier, where almost everywhere an inviting soil, capable of every variety of production, and in many portions of the Confederacy still of virgin fertility, with every good climate of the world and very little of the bad. For Spratt, Stephens, Barringer, and other Confederate nationalists, slavery undergirded the world they hoped to defend. As historian Ira Berlin has observed, the ethos of a slave society infused and infected all aspects of its social order: law, family, custom, religion, politics, and art. Slavery also shaped how white and black Southerners came to view the land itself and their relationship to it. This audiobook begins from a simple premise. Between 1665 and 1865, the environment fundamentally shaped American slavery, and slavery remade the Southern landscape. The complex interplay between slavery and the environment in the American South over 2 centuries does not lend itself to easy or straightforward narratives. Each of this audiobook's first 6 chapters adopts a feature of the Southern landscape as a vehicle for understanding how the environment shaped the lives of enslaved people, and how they shaped their environment. Soil, animals, trees, rivers, weather, and swamps. Although treated separately, these facets naturally intersect in intricate and powerful ways, as the environmental effects of enslaved labor cascaded throughout the ecosystem. The final chapter examines how the environmental factors during the Civil War shaped emancipation, demonstrating how African Americans drew upon accumulated environmental knowledge to liberate themselves. This thematic approach does not purport to provide an exhaustive or encyclopedic account, but rather to create a framework for understanding the relationship between slavery and the environment for others to expand upon, improve, and challenge. To some degree, historians of American slavery have always recognized that environmental conditions mattered. In 1929, Ulrich B. Phillips opened his Life and Labor in the Old South by noting, "Let us begin by discussing the weather, for that has been the chief agency in making the South distinctive." If not for the climate, Phillips argued, plantation agriculture, and thus slavery, would never have developed. Historians also recognized that enslaved labor reshaped the landscape. Beginning with Avery Craven's 1926 Soil Exhaustion as a Factor in the Agricultural History of Virginia and Maryland, 1606 to 1860, agricultural historians have recognized that the profitability of slave labor prompted plantation owners to abuse the land, favoring short-term financial gains over long-term sustainability. In the near century since Phillips and Craven, historians' understanding of slavery, agriculture, and the environment of the South has changed profoundly, each evolving into its own distinct field within Southern history. In recent decades, they have flourished, although not always in full dialogue with each other. Scars on the Land attempts to weave together these scholarly threads together. This study draws upon some familiar sources, such as fugitive slave narratives that recount